Hello and good evening. Welcome to the FR Racing GT Sprint Series from Daytona International Speedway. It's a 60-minute race preparing for the iRacing Daytona 24. And I'm DJ Fluck alongside my partner Takato Timmerman. And we're going to meet the team members of the FR Racing Endurance team. Right now, only Hunter Hughes and Ian Miller are in the house tonight. Tyler, Mark, and Eric were not able to attend, but they will be participating running a GTP entry in next week's Daytona 24.
That'll be an exciting team the next week that we'll have on the Daytona 24 hour.
Yes, it will. So Daytona International Speedway, this is the road course configuration used in the same real-life Rolex 24 event. And we're going to run a 60-minute event here with all three classes of GTP, LMP2, and GT3. And this is going to be the drivers' last real race practice before the actual event next week. So we've got a variety of people that you see race with us on a weekly basis. Some people that actually usually in the broadcast booth that are in the car tonight. And we'll meet the drivers here in a moment as we get ready to go to the grid.
It's like we got a little bit of rain rolling in today to start us off.
Yeah, it's right now they're calling the track. Oh no, we got a little bit of rain on the track. Yeah, you can see the trail.
I'll make it a little bit fun. I'll make it a little fun for a lot of these drivers today or tonight.
Some of these drivers have very little experience in the rain, and this year will be the first time that the iRacing Daytona 24 will have rain as a possibility. They introduced the rain function last year, about a week or so after the event. And you can see the rain trail behind Ian's car. And you can see the rain coming down now. Look at all those dedicated fans in the stands.
I don't see a lot of ponchos.
Don't get wet in the simulated world. So we're down to the last minute of open qualification, and we'll hit the grid. We'll meet the drivers. So, Taka, first off, good evening and Happy New Year.
Good evening and Happy New Year to you as well.
So we kicked off Wednesday Night Dash last week. And for those who didn't see it, there we go. We started off at Homestead, Miami, and we'll talk about it during the broadcast, but I had a really dumb mistake that I was running middle of the pack. I had a good opportunity to move up, and I botched a pit stop. We'll get into that when we get a little downtime here during the practice, but we will be heading to Daytona next Wednesday night, 10 p.m. right here on Stadium Scene TV, so tune in for that. Trevor Kratzer is on the call, and he will be running an LMP2 car tonight. All right, so we are about to go live. So, Taka, are you ready for the return of the Indy Racing World Series here in early February?
Oh yeah, it'll be a good time. It'll be a lot of fun. Get to see a lot of good racing. I think the field opened up a little bit more. There's a little more drivers this year, so it'll be a good time. We got a good schedule coming up for season 5. So looking forward to it. Like all the drivers are slowly popping in right now.
The first week of the Indy Racing World Series is currently scheduled for Kentucky, but there's been some interesting issues there with that setup, that fixed setup, and it's very easy to lose the car coming out of 3 and 4. It was on the schedule last season, but it was removed because of that problem. And all right, we are about to go and start up. So let's meet the drivers tonight, and we'll start off with who will be leading the field to green. We've got Ian Miller driving the 1. He'll be part of the team next week. And right next to him is his teammate, Hunter Hughes. Will be driving that number 18 Ferrari for FR Racing next week in the Daytona 24. Trevor Kratzer is in the 17. You know Trevor from the voice of Wednesday Night Dash. And we're still waiting for William Rasmussen to hit the grid. Derek Booker of the Indy Racing World Series joins us, starting 3rd in the LMP2 class and heading over. Sorry, we missed one. In the number 4 this evening, in the GTP class, will be Jeremy Clemens, who drives in the Wednesday Night Dash Series. He actually was involved in the in the issue with me during the pit stop snafu last week, so we'll talk about that later. So Jeremy Clemens. Heading over to the GTP class, we meet Colton Garner, also from the Wednesday Night Dash Series, a 2-time champion. Dawson Buchanan also will be in the GT3 class, current Wednesday Night Dash champion from season 10, won the race last week. Chris Fuge in the 68 from Wednesday Night Dash as well, will be starting 3rd in the GTP class. And John Miles, also from Wednesday Night Dash, will be in the number 54, starting 4th. So let's bring it back to Ian and head over as we pace. So we said there was a possibility for rain tonight, and they're currently, looks like, so with the iRacing time clock, with how things work tonight, we're actually running what they call an 8 times clock. And what happens is real time will be moving 8 times faster than a normal clock. So this opportunity in a 60-minute race will get you both some afternoon and evening and some night race as we take the green flag as Ian Miller leads the field to green.
Looks like he got a pretty good jump out there.
He did. Hunter is right there with him.
I think we'll have a good race between the two drivers. I think they're pretty well experienced in road racing. So.
Let's see. So we've got a little bit of rain in the area, so we will have to watch. You can see it's a lot of overcast, a little bit of fog. You can see from this blimp view, it is very hard to see the cars. Whoa,
Ooh.
We got Hunter Hughes. That's a little wet on the track. Do you see that rainwater shoot up?
Looks like he got away with that without too much damage, and we also have another driver in the back. I can't tell who that is. I think that's maybe Gardner? No, who's that?
And I'm down to TV too.
It was either Fuge or
I don't think it was Chris.
Pink Fords. It was one of the Fords that went into the grass.
So it would have been Colton and Chris are both in the pink Fords tonight. Dawson is also running in a GT3, a Mustang GT3 this evening. So far, only Trevor Kratzer is on the wet tires. Everybody else started dry, so we'll see what happens here with that.
That'll be interesting to see how that turns out. It's always a gamble to do that.
Big wide turn by Hunter. As it comes through the carousel.
Wow, he came
Hunter,
in hot in that corner.
He did. And moves past Jeremy Clemens for 2nd overall. Check out Ian Miller. He's out on the oval, just cruising. So Taka, you should be able to pull up a weather map on your end. I wish they would integrate a weather map into the timing and scoring software, but they have not done that yet.
Yeah, yep, I do have the weather map pulled up.
What do we got?
Looks like right now we're gonna have a little bit of 100% chance of precipitation, and then, well, it says 2 hours from now we got 96% chance, which is, I don't know, 8 times the speed. So maybe the next, I can't do math right now, 6 p.m. whatever 6 p.m. is.
Yeah, we're on the 8-time clock, so we'll be covering 8 hours in an hour.
So I guess in the next minute it's supposed to stop, and then 2 minutes from now it's supposed to start raining again, something like that, something interesting. And then afterwards, after that second bout of rain, we're supposed to be relatively clear.
Ian has a 13-second lead over Jeremy in second place right now.
Yeah, it looks like Hunter fell back a little bit again.
He did. I missed what happened. Oh, and Jeremy's off track. There goes Hunter moving ahead of Jeremy.
The rain really does throw a wrench into a lot of these drivers' plans, especially since most of these drivers do not have the rain tires on.
Actually, looks like Derek Booker stopped for rain tires. Dawson and John Miles have all stopped for rain tires, but Colton and Chris and Hunter and Jeremy and Ian are still on the dry tire.
Yeah, and I think it's a good decision to make to move into the rain tires. Ian, I guess he's gonna be okay without it. He's probably just taking it easy since he does have that big gap. 17 seconds, it looks like, as of right now. As long as he can maintain that gap, I don't think he's too concerned about switching to rain tires. Oh, maybe he will be now.
Yeah, Ian off track. Commentator jinx right there. So.
Oh yeah.
The rain is starting to come down now. I don't know how much longer he's going to be able to keep this up.
This might be his final lap out there without it, but looks like another 5 minutes of rain, and then it's gonna let off. So another interesting kind of wrench into the plans is always the lap drivers, and with 3 different classes going tonight, it always makes it interesting to watch.
Your example right here is Ian Miller pulls past John Miles in the GT3 class.
Yeah, it always makes it interesting to see how it affects each driver. Some drivers are really well versed in lap traffic and having a slower driver in front, and others are not. And it looks like Ian Miller is pretty comfortable with it. And even after his small departure from the racetrack, he's still leading by 12-13 seconds. It's pretty good so far. Going through the bus stop. And
yeah, Hunter has stopped for rain tires as well, so Ian is the only one not on the rain tire right now, this is pretty incredible.
Yeah, especially with the times that he's putting up. It's
up here he comes.
Oh, there he goes.
There he goes. All right,
we'll see if it's worth it.
This will give Hunter a chance to make up some ground. He's currently about 40 seconds behind, and you're going to see that drop quickly. Overall, now, Trevor Kratzer in the LMP2, who started on the rain tire, takes the overall lead. You mentioned Trevor is the, let's take a look at Trevor. Trevor, the voice of Wednesday Night Dash. This is really the first time I think I've ever seen him drive.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever really seen him drive in any events that we've hosted. It's kind of nice to see him out on the track. I'm sure he's happy to be out there racing with everyone else. He looks like he's holding his own pretty well, too. Taking the lead, starting off with rain tires. Getting through the lap traffic of the GT3 cars.
And good evening to viewer John Selly the Fourth. Thanks. Thank you for stopping by the broadcast. All right.
Looks like we got about another hour and a half of rain inside of this virtual world. I'm not sure how long that is when it's 8 times the speed. Guessing
Right now, iRacing is projecting about 34 laps. We'll see how that is impacted by the rain.
oh, just a slight excursion.
A little wide there.
Yeah, there's only 3.5 second gap between Ian Miller and Hunter Hughes now.
Let's head back and watch that battle. Now you can see Hunter is chasing him down. Hunter and Ian and Tyler and Eric and Mark is a very, very strong team next week for the 24-hour event. We'll have live coverage throughout the 24-hour period. I don't know if we're going to run a full 24-hour stream this time or if we'll just pop in and out throughout the day. It's debatable. You know, we let the stream run in the previous 2 years for a full 24 hours. Oh, Hunter, a little off track there. But no harm, no foul. He's still up and running. Cut the gap to Ian to 1.6 seconds.
That's one way to do it.
So, Taka, you know, previous couple of years, you've joined us for the. Well, at least last year. Did you do the year before? My brain is.
Yeah, I think I did the year before too.
I think you did too.
I think I did the graveyard shift for that one too.
But basically what happened was, you know, just like in real life, NBC shuts down their broadcast and just turns it over to IMSA radio for the night and then picks it back up towards the end the next morning, and we kind of do the same thing or done the same thing. And, you know, we've got that extra added challenge where my kid's birthday is that weekend as well. And I have to balance a birthday party with broadcasting and running a 24-hour stream, so I don't know how I've been able to pull that off the last 2 years. And so we're going to talk about that. I don't know if we're going to run a full 24 hours, or if we're just going to pop in and out. It gives us more flexibility too if we pop in and out, that someone wants to jump in and broadcast, cool. But we'll have a discussion the next couple days and let you know what our final plans are. Oh, Hunter's moving in on Ian.
Oh, they're right on each other, right on top of each other, right there. Looks like Hunter was able to cut down the gap between the two of them.
I have to go inside Hunter's car and watch the spray.
Ooh.
Oh!
Whoa. Oh no!
Oh, Hunter is off track. The Ferrari 499P has gotten some mixed reviews from people. A lot of people like how it drives, but the big complaint we've seen is people have shown that the 499 in iRacing is way too fast and is not realistic. So will that impact next week's Daytona 24? We will find out. Hunter catches up. Quick move of Dawson Buchanan there. Hunter and Dawson had a great battle last week during Wednesday Night Dash. Unfortunately, Hunter pushed it hard, and as I say that, he hits the wall. I need to stop. I'm just jinxing everybody. He had a really good battle. It was him and Dawson, and got it to about 0.2 of a second, and spun it, and his night was basically over after that. Got some GT traffic coming up here. Looks like the 40 of Colton Gardner makes quick work of him. So after iRacing debuted with the rain, Eric set up a hosted session at Daytona just to see what it would be like, and set it to like torrential downpour.
Oh, I remember that one.
So everybody's out there in like LMP2s, and I came out there in a GT3 because you need to work around a bad driver like myself, and it was a very interesting experience that first time out.
It looked like straight ice out there with all the water on the track.
Even after going off track, Hunter is still cut it to about 1.8 seconds already.
I think the water on the track is really affecting Hunter.
Looks like Trevor has stopped for service. I'm hoping he cut the gap a little bit just so we can show you what that spray looks like to a driver. So we've got about 45 minutes left in the session. Ian Miller has the overall lead, with Hunter Hughes chasing him. He's cut it down to a second. There you go, we get some of the spray.
Yeah, you really can't see.
Oh, we did
spray.
it again! Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh! Oh no!
Uh-oh. You might have to get a tow. Yeah, it looks like he's getting a tow.
Yeah, he's gonna take a tow. Let's do a replay on that.
Yeah, his front bumper's gone.
Oh, I've left the Indy Racing schedule on the screen. Oops. I'm such a pro. Yikes. Let's go check out some GT battles here.
We got a couple good ones forming in the back between Gardner and Buchanan. Well, now I'm wondering if my tuning system is a little wonky or not. But this is good practice for a lot of the drivers in the rain, especially for the 24-hour session that we'll have next week.
So we take a look at Dawson Buchanan. He is not too far back. He's cut it down to about 3 seconds. Let's go inside the cockpit of Dawson Buchanan's Mustang GT3. If you want to race with us, this is a completely open series. We set it up as a way to get practice before the official events. We'll be running a few more of these before we go.
And these series are a lot of fun to test out before the official series, and get to hang out with a good group of guys. Like, I think DJ, you can also back this up, but we have a good group of people here in our group of endurance racers and just drivers in general. It's always fun to hear the radio chatter, kind of see some of the chats that are going. And if you're interested, I believe there's a couple links in the description that will link to our Discord.
Yep. Just actually, I don't think I have the Discord in the description of this, but head to frracingonline.com and there'll be a link to the Discord at the bottom of the page. Our next event will be February 7th, GT3 for Bathurst, and then March 7th we'll be prepping for the Sebring race.
Yeah, sounds like iRacing's got a couple exciting endurance races coming up soon.
Oh, and Dawson spins.
There goes the gap between Dawson and Gardner. And this track it should slowly be easing up on the rain. It looks like it's easing up a little bit here.
Officially defined as moderately wet.
Oh yeah.
So I think it sounds like we're about done with rain.
Yeah, that's the last you're going to see of the rain today.
We'll see how long it takes for the track to dry is the next question.
Yeah, well, from what I've noticed with iRacing, there's always that, kind of similar to real racing, which, with all the scanning that iRacing does, makes sense. The driving lines will dry up first before anything else. So as long as you stay in those lines, I feel like the drivers will have the grip. It'll be interesting to see when the drivers transition from the rain tires to racing slicks again.
Looking through the chat, hello, good evening to Nick Warboy from the Wednesday Night Dash series. Nick is tuning in tonight, and Garrett Jarnigan, also from the Wednesday Night Dash series, is tuning in tonight and said he wished he could have joined us tonight, but his internet's been sketchy due to the weather. But he said he's glad he missed out because he has zero experience in the rain. Hey, glad you tuned in. Thanks for watching, Garrett.
Yeah, I have no experience in the rain either. So I'm glad I'm sitting on this side.
Yeah, there's a reason why I'm sitting here. I'm only slightly better in the broadcast booth than I am behind the wheel, and that says very, very little. Let's take a look and see what's going on up front. You can see too with the with the 8-time clock. It is now 6:23 p.m. and we are entering the evening hours, so this blimp view isn't really doing us much good. So let's head down to the better TV camera and check out that action on the track.
It'd be kind of cool if the blimp camera had night vision or something like that, or infrared. That'd be kind of a cool overlay to have. Not that it really has much to do with racing.
Alright, let's see what's going on out there. Ooh. Caught Chris Fuge off track. John Miles just pulls ahead. Actually, that wasn't John. That was Jeremy Clemens. Here's John Miles. Just celebrated his 21st birthday on Tuesday. Happy birthday, John Miles.
Oh, happy birthday, John.
I messaged him. I said, please don't show up drunk on Wednesday, I beg you. And he said, no. It's Tuesday night, yes. Wednesday I'll be battling a headache as I race. I said, fair enough. Reading through the chat, Garrett says that hope we don't have another super speedway incident like we did last season. Yeah, I was part of one of the big ones. Got a push and I lost control. Garrett pushed me, I lost control and took out about half the field and managed to limp my way back to the pit and stay on the lead lap somehow. And, heading to Daytona this week, we will be running the super speedway rules for Wednesday Night Dash. We tried that for the first time last season. It worked pretty well. Normally, with how short Wednesday Night Dash is, we run typically about a 45 minute race. We split it into more or less two, for lack of a better word, heat races, separated with a stage break. No other cautions unless we just have an absolute total disaster. And we ran a super speedway race over the summer. Taka, you probably remember the truck race at Daytona. Do you have any memory of that from last summer?
Oh, no, I don't.
I
wait
do.
a sec. Did I run the cautions for that one too?
I believe you did run the caution for that one. That was the one where we lost 16 or 17 cars in one accident on about lap 8. And
oh, you know what? I think I remember just a little bit of it.
We had previously what we referred to as super speedway rules, where we would throw a caution if we lost more than 50% of the field. And generally, we didn't have, in the second half of the race, once we got to 10 to go, it was just whatever. And we were running 10, 12, 14 cars before, but once we pushed it to 20, we couldn't do that anymore. We learned the hard way we could not do that.
Yeah.
And so we moved to cautions for these races, and we'll be actually doing a second super speedway style race with full cautions and a green-white checker potentially at the end at Atlanta later in the year.
Yeah, the super speedways always call for an interesting race.
So Dawson's about 18 seconds behind Colton. Everyone's still on rain tires. Given the spray we're seeing, that makes sense.
Yeah, the track is still considered to be moderately wet. No more rain in the forecast, luckily. But the temperature is 66 degrees, so it's not quite enough for the track to start drying pretty quickly. The track temperature is also 65. It's a little cool, Probably take one of those jet trucks to dry them off.
Not gonna happen here. As Dawson pulls off to make his pit stop.
See if Dawson comes back out with rain tires or not.
I have to assume he will. I mean, it seems
I think
a little.
so too.
Yeah, it seems a little early for a stop, but maybe not.
Oh, he did switch tires. He went to the racing slicks.
Oh, that'll be interesting. He did. Let's take a look at this. Ooh!
Oh!
May have regretted that choice.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting to watch.
I mean, this is the time to figure this out.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, there's nothing to lose here, and
oh, he's taking that corner very,
yes.
very gingerly.
Yes, he is. That's exactly the word I was thinking. Let's keep an eye on this. Let's see how he does trying to get these tires up to temp.
Oh, he's not. He has no grip. I have a feeling we're going to see him pit lane very, very soon. Oh man. He's just trying to get through a lap.
Yeah, I think he was regretting that decision.
And he's trying to fight in that dry lane, but I don't think we have enough drivers to create a dry lane this early.
Plus it's dark, it's cool.
Oh yeah. A lot of factors working against him right now with those slick tires.
Let's see. Oh, and here comes the GTP traffic. Oh boy, this could get very, very interesting. Oh no! Oh, there he goes. Oh, and we got Ian's through. And Jeremy's through.
Well, that actually kind of worked out pretty well for him, I'd say.
Let's see. I have to assume he's going to stop in.
I think so, too. I'd be surprised if he stayed out. Oh, looks like he's staying out.
Oh, wow.
He's risking it for the biscuit.
He's hoping that once he gets these up to temp.
I mean, hey, that's might as well try it out while you're in practice. Yeah, this rear end's so loose.
Let's go on board with him.
Oh, there he is.
And there goes, yeah, it was Chris, it looks like.
I'm gonna say we didn't have anything to do with announcer's jinx there.
No, I'm not taking the fall for this one. But between the two of us, we have jinxed enough drivers. I'm not taking that. That one's not my fault.
No.
We're taking a free pass on that one.
Although it is kind of cool to see, the drivers trying to experiment around with different tires. This is definitely the place to do it. And another reason why you should join us in these practice sessions.
Guess I could put the Discord link in our YouTube chat here. I will do that momentarily.
Oh, we just narrowly avoided the tire barrier there. Looking around the rest of the field, looks like everyone's pretty well spread around. Hunter's sitting about 2 laps down of Ian Miller. Jeremy Clemens, about 1 minute and 18 seconds. Ian Miller is leading the overall. Derek Berker leading the GT, I believe the blue and the GT2 class, and the rest of GT3. And Colt Gardner is leading the GT3 class.
Alright, so if you're on our YouTube channel right now, link to the Discord is there. Come on by, let us know you're here for the GT race. We'll get you into that private channel next month. Or actually, not too far away. February 7th, we'll be running an hour race at Bathurst. March 7th for Sebring. And then we'll be doing May 9th in Nürburgring. June 13th at Watkins Glen, June 27th at Spa, August 27th for Indianapolis, September 19th for Road Atlanta, and November 7th for Suzuka. So, free league, get practice in. We don't keep standings. You know, we just set it up as a race environment. We broadcast it mainly for, you know, Taka, myself, and others to get some broadcasting practice in. So it's as much experimental as anything. Get yourself some practice, race with a good group of people here, and look forward to racing with you. Alright, let's take a look at Ian Miller.
He popped off for a little bit. Now he's back. I'm not sure what happened. He is leaving pit lane.
Jeremy Clemens also went to the dry tire as well.
Oh, that'd be kind of interesting to keep an eye out. Oh, he's spinning. And Jeremy Clemens is in the LMP2 class, correct?
No, he's in the GTP class.
Okay. Got my notes all sorts of mixed up now.
Yep, Jeremy's in a Cadillac. Got Hunter and Ian in the Ferrari. Got 3 Mustang GT3s and a Lamborghini.
Oh, there goes Jeremy. Ooh, right into the tire barrier.
Ooh, brutal.
Yeah.
We might have our crash of the week next week. got a couple good ones. Let's see if he can get it going again. Nope, he is taking the tow.
Yeah, I would assume so. It just, I just don't think.
Dawson's back on the wet tire, by the way.
Yeah, the track still says it's moderately wet, and it cooled down to 64 degrees for track temperature. Air temperature is still at 66, but the humidity is 100%, so odds of the track drying anytime soon is probably close to none.
Put the link to the Discord in the YouTube chat, and Nick Warboy says, but I'm already a part of your Discord. Thanks, Nick. Yes, we know. Only been racing with us now for, what, 3 or 4 seasons? So we're down to the last, about 20, just under 24 minutes to go. Let's go around the horn and take a look at, see what everybody else is up to. We've got Ian Miller leading overall. Derek Booker is leading the LMP2 class. He's had a solid run.
Yes, he has.
Fortunately, Trevor looks like he dropped out. He was having some issues and had to drop the session. And Colton Gardner is leading the GT3 class. John Miles currently sitting second in the GT3 class as Hunter Hughes rolls by. Chris Fuge currently sitting third in GT3 class, and then Dawson Buchanan, who is going through the grass right now, is fourth.
I was just about to say the closest races between Chris Fuge and Dawson Buchanan. They were separated by 8-9 seconds, but that gap kind of opened up a little bit there with 14 seconds. Looks like everyone's back on the rain tires, which I don't blame them.
Jeremy Clemens. Ooh. Jeremy Clemens is off track. He's currently sitting second in the GTP class, 7th overall. Hunter Hughes, wow. You know what? Maybe I should just stop clicking on these, switching between these drivers, because every single time I've switched, they've been off track.
Yeah, I'm not taking responsibility for any jinxes. I'm not controlling the camera today.
3 seasons. I thought it was 3.
Yeah, hopefully these drivers will be able to get comfortable with a moderately wet track with their rain tires and be prepped for next week. And it looks like the estimated amount of laps that we can do tonight has expanded out to 36 laps.
Did see that.
So maybe the track is drying up a little bit, or it's either that or the drivers are getting comfortable, finding their groove, their rhythm, and are able to put the pedal to the metal.
So coming up next week on Stadium Scene TV.
There goes Derek Booker. Spins out.
Yep.
It's a little too heavy on the gas pedal, looks like.
Let's do a replay.
Yeah, he looked very clean going around Colton Gardner, and then got a little aggressive, it looked like.
Didn't take out the cones.
No, those cones, I feel like they're in another dimension or something.
Anyway, coming up next week on Stadium Scene TV, the Daily Dribble is back for its first episode in 2025. Host Nick Zammit is actually moving to Mondays at 5 p.m. starting this week. So just your calendar for the Daily Dribble, Monday at 5 p.m. Eastern on Stadium Scene TV. Nick will be looking at his Eastern Conference predictions from the preseason and how they've made out so far. So tune in for that. So Taka, as you're about to get back into the booth, back into the swing of things again here in a couple weeks, is there an Indy race that stands out to you on the schedule that you're interested in seeing?
I'm kind of excited for Belle Isle. I think that'll be kind of fun. But honestly, I think Indianapolis is, because I feel like it just pedaled to the metal all the way through. It's not, I know it's not, but it's always exciting to see all the drivers in the straightaways on the front stretch and the back stretch, and how they navigate turns 1 and 3, because that's always the deal maker or breaker right there. But honestly, I'm just really looking forward to seeing some good driving again.
I mean, we'll be closing the season out in May with 125 laps at Auto Club Speedway. Remember what happened the last time we had 125 laps at Auto Club Speedway?
It was interesting.
But do you remember the big deal of what happened? I'm patting
No,
I'm patting myself on the back here. Hint, hint.
Oh, was it
That was my win. Yeah.
That was. I forgot about that.
That was the one where on around lap 84, I was kind of in the back of the pack, and I was like doing math in my head as we were coming around, and I'm just like, if I pit now and I save, I might be able to just make it.
And yeah, if there was enough.
If it stays green the rest of the way, I think I can make it, and I think I can hold off the rest of the field. And so as everybody, I kind of tailed a little bit, and as everybody went by the, where you have to commit to pitting, I dropped off, and I think to this day is the only fuel strategy move I've ever pulled that worked out in my favor.
Yeah, having the race go green that last 40 laps. And
oh yeah, because if we had a caution, I was hosed. They would have everyone would have caught me, and maybe I would have been able to pit and get back into the back of that group, but
what was that? And I think if they had one more lap, because they're chomping at your ankles.
If we had one more lap, I would have ran out of fuel. So I ran out of fuel. So I made it back around after taking the checkered flag, and I got a little bit of a celebration before it shut off on me. But the other race I'm interested in is we're going to be heading to Richmond for the first time, and we'll also be going to Dover, which will be a lot of fun. And you just fly on that concrete track. It's very interested to see. So if you want to race with us in our Indy League, we're recruiting now. Season starts. It's Tuesday nights, 10 p.m. Eastern. It's broadcasted right here. Taka will be your voice once again. And come join us. We have a $10 broadcast fee, and we give a prize to the series winner at the end of the 10-race season. And race Tuesday nights at 10 for about a little over an hour. We have a couple long races in the schedule, and we hope to see you out there. So head to frracingonline.com/IRWS.
Yeah, we had a pretty big roster last year of drivers who participated. I think at one point there was. I don't remember.
It kind of dwindled in the fall a little bit, and then we finished the year out with Indianapolis, and
we had a pretty big showing there.
Yeah, we just kind of opened it up to anybody that wanted to come in, and we did a 4-lap qualification for that, and we did 100 laps, and it was a lot of fun. We had I want to say a 20-car field, 25-car field for that event.
Oh yeah, just about.
And we had at one point over 100 people tuning in live to watch it, which was incredible.
That's amazing.
I guess for the next broadcast, I need to fix that driver card and lift it up just a little bit. It's kind of overlapping with our ticker. Hey, we'll work out the broadcast kinks on Friday night.
Hey, that's what this is here for.
We're not pros. We don't pretend to be.
No, we're here to have some fun and broadcast a good race while we're at it. While the drivers also have fun. I'm not sure if they're having fun in the rain.
See if we can grab somebody to hop in and do a post race and talk about the rain on the track.
It looks like it's around 9:46 p.m. in the virtual world here.
And we've got about 12 minutes left in the event.
And we're back down to 35 laps as well. Same temperature, 66 degrees outside and 64 degrees on the track. Looking at the track is drying though, which which is good news. Track is only lightly wet instead of moderately wet. It is still 100% humidity. But maybe we'll see some drivers test out get out of the intermediates. We'll see. We'll see.
Nice, Colton. Flashing his lights in another GT3.
That's a pretty powerful move there.
That is a straight power move by Colton Garner there.
But hey, I gotta respect that one, because to that, or you give them a light tap on these slick roads.
I mean, we've seen it before in these series where there are drivers on this platform who feel that if they are flashing their lights at you, that you just pull over and stop and get out of the way, and like, you know, you still got to work your way around. These people are still racing for position a lot of times. I'm not just gonna roll over and play dead. Actually, it was last year at Daytona. Eric got plowed into by somebody trying to pass him and didn't really do a very clean job of it.
It was at BMW, wasn't it?
It was a BMW, you're right.
Must have gone to the BMW driving school.
It was like BMW drivers in the real world.
Oh yeah. No offense to any BMW drivers, but if you take offense, maybe take some driving lessons.
That's right. Every car driver has a stereotype.
Oh yeah.
Mustangs find a way to get in wrecks as Colton slides in his Mustang.
Oh,
I mean, I need to go buy a lottery ticket. What's Powerball at tomorrow?
Oh, I have no clue. I know it was really high at one point, but I don't know if someone got it.
I don't even know. It's a Mega Million. Okay, so the next drawing for Powerball is 263 million. Only 263 million.
That's not too bad. I mean, even after taxes, it's what, a couple hundred million, or just 100 million?
100 million, yeah.
Nah, that's chump change.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Mega Millions is pending.
Ooh.
Oh, I guess Mega Millions, they did a drawing tonight.
Oh, okay. The first thing I would do with that much would... Yep.
So my wife likes watching this show on HGTV called like My Lottery Dream Home.
Oh, I heard about that.
Yeah, so the guy like goes with people who won the lottery, and sometimes like, oh yeah, I want a big settlement, and go buy the house of their dreams or their vacation home or whatever with their lottery winnings, and you hear the story. It's like, you know what? I was walking by the machine and I just got that feeling, and I went and I bought a $5 scratcher, and I had $2 million. So I was like, $2 million. So I was at the store a couple weeks ago getting stuff for Christmas, and I walked by the lottery vending machine, and I'm just like, hey, I got that feeling, and I think I bought a $5 scratcher, and I got nothing. Got nothing, like most others who play the games. Yep, so much for that.
Yeah. Hey, but not everyone could be a winner.
I had a streak going. I mean, I buy scratchers like once every 2 or 3 years, maybe. But I had a streak going where I was winning every time. I mean, I was winning like $2. Like, I was winning back the price of the ticket. But
hey, that's pretty good.
I did buy a scratcher, like a $5 scratcher one time. I won $100. I was like, hey, that might have offset every other scratcher I've ever bought in my life.
Wow, that's pretty.
Yeah, just shut it down there. Can't do any better than that.
Nope.
7 minutes to go.
Gotta say, I don't think I've won anything yet, so I guess I gotta keep on trying. Is that the same?
Now I gamble in a whole different way. It's called my retirement in the stock market.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Brutal couple of weeks.
It has been. I don't know if you remember, a couple years ago there was an advertisement for Coinbase at the Super Bowl. They were giving away $15 worth of Bitcoin.
I do remember that. Yeah.
So I took it and it's free Bitcoin for $15. I left it in there recently. Bitcoin got up to $100,000, and I'm like, oh, look at that! It said like $25.
All right.
I left it in there because, hey, why mess with something good? Unfortunately, Bitcoin did go down to $96,000, but it's always kind of fun to watch just how fluctuating a coin that's not even real is.
I had a coworker. This would have been about 2009 or so. And he's like, oh, this Bitcoin thing. He goes, I put like $1,000. He cashed out his like 401k. He was pretty young, so it wasn't much of his 401k. But he like cashed out his 401k and put it all into Bitcoin when it was like $1.
Oh,
It's just like,
at the time it was an absurd idea to do that. It's like, why
it
would you do
was.
that?
It was just like, man, you're an idiot. Now he actually, he bought this giant RV and he just drives around. And
Wow.
yeah, I can only imagine how much money he's made by that. But we're just all like, man, that's really stupid. Like that you're cashing out what the little you have in your retirement fund so far in this fake coin, and well, eggs on my face.
Yeah, it's that's a risk with Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. And,
I mean, we've seen
one point,
so many others where people have just blown their life savings thinking, oh, this is the next Bitcoin, and then it wasn't.
nope.
There we go. You never know what you're going to talk about on this broadcast. I was not planning on talking Bitcoin tonight.
Oh no, that was not on my bingo card tonight either.
But
I feel like with our endurance broadcast, it always turns out something similar.
you're filling an hour, cars are spaced out. You got to fill the time somehow.
Oh yeah.
So let's do another tripper on the block here. Ian Miller cruising. Derek Booker's only about a lap and a half behind Ian in the LMP2. He's doing very well tonight. He was concerned that his PC wasn't going to hold up in the rain. He seems to be doing okay.
Yeah, he looks pretty good. He had a couple slip-ups here and there, but other than that, he's been running pretty smooth.
Colton Garner leads the GT3 class. John Miles sits in second in the GT3 class, fourth overall. Hunter Hughes is trying to make up ground, see if he can, he's second. He's not catching Ian, but might be able to move up the overall standings a little bit.
Yeah, he's looking about 42 seconds behind, I think, John Miles.
Jeremy Clemens sitting in third in the GTP class in his Cadillac. Chris Fuge. And I think Dawson may have withdrawn.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Let's see if Hunter... Yeah, I think this is going to be our last storyline. We only have about 3 minutes left in the session, or they're calling it 4 to go.
Yeah, it looks like the track never really got fully dry again after that rain at the beginning. Track is lightly wet, but
Hunter is going into the pits, it looks like. So this is not...
be curious to see if Hunter comes out with racing slicks, just to test it out for the last couple laps here.
That's a good point.
I'm actually kind of a little surprised that Ian Miller hasn't come back into the pits to try on some racing slicks as well.
I mean, he was late going to the wet tire.
He was
very late going into the wet tire, and even with the wet tire, he's been running a fine race this evening.
Oh yeah. Oh, and there he is. He hit Hunter Hughes is coming out on racing slicks. No more wet tires.
I mean, for the last minute 45. I don't know how the timing here is going to work. It says we've got 4 to go, but my countdown clock says 90 seconds. So there's no way you're going to get another 4 laps in a minute 20 here.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
Considering Ian ran a 1:39 the last time.
Yeah, I've noticed the laps are sometimes a little off compared to the maximum time allowed. But
let's see what happens.
Yeah, we got 45 seconds left, it looks like. Yeah, we got 3-4 laps left.
Be like that Rolex 24 a couple years ago where they made it the Rolex 23 hours and 58 minutes. They just like abruptly ended it.
I hope that doesn't happen, but I guess it's to be determined.
Let's see what happens. Yeah, I think this...
Yeah, Hunter did a little bit of lawn care for Daytona. And Ian's right behind him now.
See some of that spray.
Yeah, it looks like Ian might be potentially staying behind Hunter to see what the spray looks like.
All right. Yeah, all right. That'll do it. All right, Ian Miller takes the win tonight.
Oh, that was
and we got the fireworks. Let's go to the blimp. See if we get the fireworks in the blimp shot here. See the fireworks flashing in the corner. Yep, there's the fireworks. All right. So that is the first of 9 Friday night races we'll be hosting throughout the 2025 year. We hope to see you back on February 7th? Yeah, February 7th. So
4 weeks away from now.
Yep. And of course, Wednesday Night Dash will be back at this same track on the Oval this Wednesday night, followed by the Daytona 20. Wow, let's try that again. Daytona 24 broadcast. So it's a busy next week for us.
Yes. And stay tuned to our social media page for what our plans are for the broadcasting for next week's 24-hour race. haven't quite. We'll discuss that later.
Today, I did post. I guess the TikTok hearing was today with the Supreme Court, and it sounds like it didn't go so great for the TikTok group. So I posted on our on both ours and the Stadium Scene TikTok accounts that, hey, hopefully this isn't the end, but if it is, let's stay in touch. Find us on our other platforms. So at Stadium Scene for all Stadium Scene except for Instagram, which is Stadium_Scene. And then at FR Racing Online for the FR Racing team pages. So keep in touch and see if we can grab a quick word with somebody. Don't know if anybody saw that, but let's pull the results up. And there's your final results. Let's get that off there.
Hey, Ian.
Ian Miller has joined us, and Colton
Hello.
Garner. Gentlemen, good evening.
Hello. Good evening.
So the rain played into a factor tonight.
Yeah, a little bit.
You were pretty late. You started off on the dry tire, and you were the last one to stop and change to the rain tire. How did that feel being on a moderately wet track, but still with the dry tire?
I mean, it feels like the front may as well belong to a tanker. Um, I stayed out one lap too many. I lost 6 seconds or more that lap to Hunter. Um, so yeah, I want to see how far I could extend before I lost time, and so that we know for the race next week. And now we know.
Oops. Wow, I just put the replay on. Let's go back to the live feed.
Yeah.
So, Colton, this is, you've been doing a little bit of GT racing. How was your night in the rain?
It was definitely interesting for sure. Wasn't really sure what the weather was exactly going to do, if it was going to stick around for a long time or not. But it definitely handled a lot different. I felt like I was on ice most of the race. And I don't have a whole lot of experience with this stuff, but I have been working on it a whole lot. Um, but generally, it was a whole lot of fun tonight.
And it looks like we've got Hunter Hughes with us as well. Hunter, you had a rough moment in the rain tonight. A couple of them.
Yeah, I was just really having fun out there. I mean, after the first incident, that was an honest mistake. But then after that, I mean, I had to tow, and it was like a 3-minute tow, and I was just kind of like, well, let's just go and have fun for the rest of the night. And that's what we did.
See if we can. I saw some people really out there pushing the limits, but this is good practice before the official event next week.
Yep.
All right. Chris Fuge is with us. Chris, good evening.
How you doing, DJ?
Well, we're we were doing a couple rundowns, seeing how everybody was doing, and it almost seemed like every time we would switch to a different driver, they were off track or the crashed or spun around. It was a little bit of announcer's jinx for us up here. But how was your evening in the rain?
I mean, according to Colton, I led a lap, so that's a plus. I was just here to see, what it's about if I could do it. We joked around as a team about running a 24-hour Le Mans. So I was like, well, if we're gonna do it, I might as well try to get time in the car on the road, outside of a stock car, just anything.
Probably a good idea if you're gonna get some
And then,
practice in. This is the place to do it.
yeah, and I mean, started out on the dries like everybody else did, and I guess the rain just came in faster than I thought it would. I thought we'd have a shot between it rained in quali and then stopped, so I thought maybe we could get away with the drive for a bit longer, but the weather had other plans. But yeah, like Hunter said, I mean, really, I was just out here to have fun at this point, Nothing better to do on a Friday night than, race with the guys. So
That's right.
I enjoyed myself. That's all that matters.
And John Miles, who celebrated a birthday this week, is with us as well.
Yeah, I mean, kind of like to echo what everybody else was saying, especially what Chris said. I mean, it's a whole lot of fun out there, but we kind of got on the wrong side of strategy to kick stuff off with starting on dries, and we probably should have started on wets. But overall, this is like my first attempt at doing some proper road course racing, I guess. I mean, most of the official sessions in the D class that I'm in road course racing is like 20 minutes, and so this was a lot bigger of a test for sure, and it was definitely enjoyable though.
Yeah, it looked like, despite some of the struggles, everybody was having fun. And Derek Booker, winner of the LMP2 class this evening, is with us as well.
You mean the Sole Survivor?
Soul Survivor, yes, Soul Survivor. We're not going to. We got the results up on the screen right now. How was it in the LMP2 car in the rain?
Well, I'm just glad to hear I'm not the only one that screwed up and started on dries. But I've spent most of my race worrying about my frame rate.
Yeah, you did mention that you were concerned if it rained that your frame rate would be impacted and you might have to drop out, but it looks like you made it through okay.
Survived on 35 frames a second, which is
Wow.
you're driving by myself, no problem. I was worried about traffic and screwing everybody else up, but overall, I would say interesting first proper wet race. At least for me, but of course there aren't 60 plus cars on the grid.
I wasn't sure what to expect tonight. We had a few others say that they were going to be in attendance, but it's also Friday night. But we had some of our regular Wednesday drivers were chatting with us on YouTube, and I think we got the next one coming up on February 7th. So, gentlemen, thank you for joining us this evening. And if you're racing Daytona, well, actually, most of us will be racing Daytona on Wednesday, but if you're in the Daytona 24 next week, good luck.
All right, best of luck to everybody that's doing the Daytona 24. Like I said, I don't think I'll be doing it because my 5-year-old graphics card wouldn't be able to process 60 cars on the grid.
Yeah, 60 cars in rain. Yeah, that's quite a mess out there. All right, so as we wrap up, a couple of reminders here. Got the Daily Dribble again moving to Mondays at 5 p.m. on Stadium Scene TV, and then tune in Wednesday, 10 p.m. Eastern, for the first Super Speedway race of the Wednesday Night Dash season. So, again, I'm DJ Fluck, and for my partner, Timmerman, good night.